Do you remember Friday Fortnite? The community-ran tournament that captured the player base of Fortnite Battle Royale generated through early 2018. Well, what happened to it? It ran for a few weeks and then disappeared despite how much the community adored it. This is a story of Friday Fortnite, the rise, the fall, rise again, the death, and all the controversies in between. In early 2018, as Fortnite Battle Royale swept the gaming genre and took it to new highs, many began wondering how exactly competition could be run. The game was fresh and in a relatively unexplored genre, so nobody knew exactly what direction to take for running tournaments. However, this would all change in May of 2018 when UMG collaborated with Keemstar to host what they named Friday Fortnite. It was a simple, yet entertaining format. Teams of 2 players would queue together with another team in the squad's game mode, and whoever could rack up more eliminations over the span of 2 matches would advance in the bracket. What differentiated Friday Fortnite from the few tournaments hosted before, though, was that it had priority on the biggest gaming and media personalities, as opposed to just strictly Fortnite players. Names such as MrBeast, Roman Atwood, and Deji would all compete at one point, which definitely helped bolster viewership and excitement. Friday Fortnite seemed to strike the perfect combination between mainstream and gaming personalities that both drew in a large viewer base as well as put on an exciting show of skill. However, this wasn't without controversy. The first problem that Fortnite Friday faced was the host himself, Keemstar. Keemstar is a very well-known personality on the internet, going as far back as the late 2000s in the days of blog TV. Though his time on the internet has been plagued with controversy, from multiple instances of insensitive comments to false accusations, it was safe to say he had a poor reputation among many. However, due to the young viewer base of Fortnite not knowing very much about Keemstar, this wasn't really an issue for the success of Friday Fortnite. But Keemstar would find a way to alienate some of that younger viewer base though when it came to his stance on invites. You see, Friday Fortnite was an invite-only tournament, mostly based on how big your following was. The effects of this would be seen after the first week of the tournament, when Keemstar would make a tweet saying, "Friday Fortnite is a clout tournament." This would lead to some of the game's best players and streamers at the time, such as High Distortion, essentially being barred from playing due to their followings not being big enough. And even if your following was big enough, there was also the issue of Keemstar having all discretion over invites. If you got on Keemstar's bad side, you were essentially banned from playing. Keemstar also just seemed to be pretty tone deaf as to what the community liked to see at times. In week 6 of the tournament, pro players Mongrel and Dementos of Team Secret would be allowed to compete. They would win in dominant fashion, putting on a very entertaining show. In response, the Team Secret Twitter page would post about it, bantering about how their players were, quote, real pros, not entertainers. Keemstar didn't take lightly to this though, and would ban Mongrel and Dementos from all future tournaments, as well as never invite any pro players ever again. While these controversies definitely alienated parts of the community, Friday Fortnite was still very much loved and would garner great viewership for the rest of its 2018 run. However, this wouldn't stand to last. One thing that Friday Fortnite and all other third-party tournament organizers struggled with was prizing. Not because they didn't have the funds, but because Epic put a limit on how much could be awarded in third-party tournaments. While there never seemed to be a hard cap on prizing, it seemed to be around $10,000 to $20,000. While that is a lot of money, when split among 6 people, the prizing really wasn't that much for a tournament that garnered so much attention. But even if third-party tournaments could increase their prizing, it wouldn't matter anyway because of one more thing Epic had planned. On July 11th, 2018, they would get their answer. Epic would announce their 8-week-long Summer Skirmish series that had a total prize pool of $8 million across all the weeks. And when were these tournaments set to be hosted? Every Friday. This meant that Friday Fortnite now had scheduling conflicts with Epic's own tournaments. And with such a small prize pool in comparison to the millions of dollars Epic was awarding in their tournaments, it was a no-brainer for players to participate in the Summer Skirmish as opposed to Keemstar's tournaments. These scheduling conflicts and prize pool limitations would ultimately lead Keemstar and UMG to pull the plug on Friday Fortnite. The prospect of making 6-figure earnings from Epic-hosted tournaments was simply too enticing for most players. In the eyes of everyone, Friday Fortnite was done for with no signs of returning. The format of kill race tournaments wasn't entirely dead. Other third parties such as Dr. Disrespect and Nerd Out would host similar tournaments, albeit not running for long at all. Seeing this, some large community members would begin to occasionally tweet out reminiscing about Friday Fortnite and asking for a possible return, which Keemstar seemed hesitant about. But on May 20th, 2019, the community would get their wish. In light of the at the time recent lawsuit between Tfue and FaZe, higher ups in the org such as FaZe Banks were looking for ways to better his reputation in the community. Keemstar would somewhat jokingly tweet out that he would host at least 3 weeks of Friday Fortnite if FaZe agreed to fund it with the $60,000 they allegedly stole from Tfue, and Banks agreed. With this, Friday Fortnite was back, and this time it seemed better than ever. We saw the return of iconic names such as Ninja, Cypher PK, and Mr. Beast, along with a few new famous faces such as PewDiePie and C-Day. Even better, the landscape of Fortnite had evolved a lot since 2018. So many skilled pros with huge followings were also allowed to play. While the prize pools were still limited, this was also mostly offset by the fact that any alternative epic tournaments weren't usually played on Fridays. So with the consistent sponsorships, motivated players, and a strong viewer base, it seemed like Friday Fortnite was here to stay. But like all things in life, they never last. History repeats itself, they say, and in the case of Friday Fortnite, it very much did. During the World Cup on July 28th, Epic would announce the next step in competitive Fortnite, which was FNCS, and when its scheduling was released, it wasn't good for Friday Fortnite. Each week, FNCS qualifiers took place on a Friday, so players would yet again have to decide if they wanted to compete in official tournaments with millions of dollars in prizing, or a third-party tournament with a 20k prize pool. The choice was obvious, and once again, this would effectively kill Friday Fortnite. The first FNCS tournament would finish, and many wondered if Friday Fortnite would return, but now came the biggest issue of all. In October of 2019, Epic would release Chapter 2, and with it, the introduction of AIs and skill-based matchmaking. Now when you queued into a match, a certain portion of the lobby was guaranteed to be AIs, while the real players in the lobby would usually be really good because of skill-based matchmaking. This essentially ruined any legitimacy a kill race style tournament could have. With the combination of limited prize pools, Epic hosting tournaments on Fridays, and bots and pub matches, Friday Fortnite was officially dead, and any attempts to bring it back have all resulted in failure. In early 2022, Keemstar would announce the return of Friday Fortnite, but it seemed to have fallen through as nothing occurred. Then in November of 2023, with the OG season bringing back a semblance of the old days, many in the community pushed for Fortnite Friday's return, but Keemstar didn't seem too keen on it, and others such as Queasy would make good points about why it wouldn't work, such as cheaters. Back in 2018 and 2019, Fortnite's anti-cheat was rock solid, very rarely allowing cheaters to make it through. Nowadays though, cheaters are playing in every single tournament, so who's to say an attention seeker wouldn't stream snipe the tournament and just start rage hacking in the lobby. To conclude, Fortnite Friday and kill race style tournaments as a whole will likely remain a memento of the past. There are simply too many factors these days working against a tournament of this format. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see similar content, then like, subscribe, follow all my socials, and check out this video on the best controller player of every season of Fortnite.